Hi class, this is our presentation of our Monday/Tuesday memo. So first thing I want to say is please go to discussion board and look at my comments on your thesis statements. I comment on everybody's thesis statement over spring break, and many of you are doing just fine. Some of you really do need to go back and revisit my comments and make sure you understand what we're doing with this research paper. We're writing an objective presentation of a controversial topic. So your topic is the topic you determined in your proposal memo. You will develop two opposing viewpoints on that topic, two reasonable ways of looking at that topic. All right, so each one of those viewpoints now needs to be developed. That's what we're doing this week. This is our outline week. So for each of your viewpoints, you need to have two solid claims why you could support each one of those viewpoints. Each one of those claims needs to be supported by evidence from your sources. These are quotes from your 5 sources. And then, for every time you use a quote, you have to explain why that quote or that evidence was important. This is called claim evidence warrant. We also can call it quote sandwich. You're going to practice this with a fun exercise at discussion board for your virtual assignment this week. So that's our big lesson this week, is understanding the claim evidence warrant model. So again, you have 2 viewpoints. I'm going to pull up a sample paper. Here's a student who wrote on whether the controversial topic of whether public events are good, helpful, or whether they are too much risk based on COVID-19, based on mass shootings. There are all kinds of reasons that you could imagine why you could debate whether we should have a large public gathering. So this student went ahead and said, oh, that's what I want to look at. So the student's thesis statement runs as thus. Advocates of largely populated events will point out the multiple benefits, including the mental health aspect as well as the economic aspect, while skeptics will point out the physical health risks that are being taken not just for the individual, but for the entire social group. So we know from this thesis statement that we have advocates of public events and those who don't want public events. So, sure enough, the first section of this essay is benefits of hosting large events. So the student then develops that over 2 solid paragraphs. The first paragraph dealing with having to do with mental health issues, and that why public events can help people from feeling less isolated. And if you go back to the thesis statement, that's the first little glimmer we got. Oh, why are people advocates for large public events? Oh, it helps people in the mental health realm. The student then alludes about economic benefits, and sure enough, the second paragraph discusses the benefits for businesses. So, what do we expect to happen in the next section? The downfalls of hosting large events. And sure enough, here we have people who are, the student presents the viewpoint against hosting large public events and does it in 2 paragraphs. One paragraph talking about the fear for large gatherings, and then also having to do with COVID-19, so individual, and then having to do with mass shootings. Finally, the student offers up some kind of overall thoughts in the conclusion. So you can see that what the student wrote was a very well organized paper. If we go into our, let me go ahead and click into our week 9. Here's what I need to do. Let's get into week 10. In week 10, you've got a video you need to watch. Then there's a couple of little Seagull reading sections on synthesizing ideas, integrating sources, which of course is what you're going to do. Then we've got a claim evidence warrant handout, a handout on making your quote sandwich. This is your virtual assignment. And then here is your outline instructions. So if we click on our outline instructions, what we find here is that student's paper falls exactly according to this outline instruction, with the introduction ending in the thesis statement, which presented 2 viewpoints. Then we had the first viewpoint developed, which was advocates of public event, and then we had the second viewpoint developed, which is against public event. All right. So that's what you're working on this week. And if you have any questions after you review your thesis statement, please email me. Please try to set up an appointment, whether that's virtual or in person. But what we really want to get through this week is get our paper outlined by the end of the week. And you have a number of documents under week 10 that help you walk through developing your claims and organizing your information into an outline. All right.